G'day everyone, so today I am back working on my PX1 Ranger and I'm going to be fixing a leaking vacuum pump. Now the vacuum pump is located right at the very back of the motor. So it is located right down the back there. And I'm going to try and pull it out. But as you can see, it's a bit difficult to get to, so hopefully I can get to it. Now where it is leaking is right down here. If we have a look down there, we can see right on the side of the gearbox, it's got a nice big leak. And essentially it's just coming down from the top and onto that gearbox. So one of the first things I'm gonna have to do is pull this cowl off. I've already done a video on how to do that previously, so I will throw a link in the top right-hand corner. But I'm gonna pull that off right now and then I'll jump back into the video. I have got the cowl off. As you can see, it's given us a fair bit more space to get down the back there. However, I think I'm gonna remove this EGR bypass pipe as well, just to give me a little bit more room down there because it is pretty tight. So that'll be the next job. I'll have to drain the coolant to do that. Now, while that's draining, I'm gonna pull the airbox out just to give me a little bit of standing space in the engine bay because I'm gonna have to reach over there to undo that vacuum pump. Now, with the airbox out of the way and everything else out of the way, I have now got some decent room to get down the back there and start undoing that vacuum pump. Alrighty, so I got the vacuum pump out. It wasn't a fun job. As you can see, we've had a leak coming down here, all the way down there. So I assume the seals just let go. But yeah, it was a bit of a pain to get it off. As you can see, we got one bolt up here, one bolt from that side, one vacuum hose, which connects there. And I'll show you where that is on the car. So this is the vacuum hose that goes down the back there. It's just a matter of pushing that tab down there to remove it. And it just slides off. Forgot to mention these two bolts, they're both a 10 mil. This here is the new seal from Jefferson Ford. It was about $35, but yeah, that's the part number there. Bit of progress, however, I had to remove the bonnet just to get down the back there and remove the seal, which hopefully you can see, which sits down the back of the head there. Now that was a bit of a pain to get to, obviously, because there's not really that much room down the back, and I'm 6'2", so it made it much easier when I removed the bonnet. Now, getting the seal that sits in the head, so it sits in there like that, and what I did was I got a nail from the back and essentially just drove that nail in there. As soon as I got that nail in, there was enough room to lever that out and just bend that, and then basically the seal popped out. With the new seal, what I'm probably gonna do is just give it a light film of oil just on the outside, just to help guide it in when I push it back into the head. Got my new seal ready to go in. I'm just gonna do a quick inspection just to make sure that I've cleaned it all properly. And that looks pretty good. So I've got the new seal in and I pushed it in by hand. I'm just gonna have a look and see how it's sitting in there and then decide whether it needs to go in any further or if I'm happy with the way it's sitting in there. So it's actually looking pretty good. So pump is just about ready to go in. It's important not to turn this thing because that slots into the camshaft. So if you move it, you're gonna have a hard time slotting it in. However, the pump will only go in if that is perfectly lined up. Okay, pump is ready to go in. I've just put a bit of oil around the outside just to help it in. And that's the fun part of putting it back in. Okay, surprisingly, that pump went in very easy, like way too easy. Even I'm surprised how easy it went in. I was expecting to be fighting it, but luckily I wasn't. So just in case you're wondering how I'm accessing all this, I'll show you. So up here, into here, 2 feet in here, and essentially that then gives you enough room to stick your hands in there like so and do what you need to do. So yeah, very uncomfortable. So the ratchet spanners make light work of tightening it up. Obviously I've got access there. And then the other one is somewhere down here. There we go, that's where the other one is. And last but not least, don't forget this vacuum hose, which simply just plugs into that plastic fitting, which you probably can't see because it's too dark, but that just clips in like that. So now I'm pretty much ready to start putting everything back together again. And once I do that, I'm going to check, see if it still leaks, take it for a bit of a test drive and see if this fixed the issue. I know I've covered this in my previous video, but I thought I would just go over it real quickly. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts, all 10 mil for this bulkhead, and that lifts straight up. This wiring loom is just clipped into that bulkhead and just uses a series of clips which come out relatively easy. With your wiper motor, you've got 1, 2, and 3 bolts up there, and this plug here, and that whole thing just lifts out. So I've got the coolant back in. I've double checked everything, make sure everything is connected back up. I connected up this EGR bypass as well. The bulkhead is now on. The only thing left to do is put the bonnet on. Just come back from a bit of a drive, got it up to temperature, and just gonna have a look and see if it's leaking. So besides a bit of residual oil that it has down there, it seems to be pretty good. I can't see any evident leaks. Normally I would see something by now, but it looks to be pretty dry there besides that residual stuff that was there. So I call that a success.